to It's Questionable, where we tackle the topics that make you think twice. Church has been taking over the headlines, but not in the way that we're used to. A woman named Vashti Ennis has everyone side-eyeing the pulpit this week. In a now viral Facebook post, she's calling out none other than Charlotte pastor and prophet Brian Carn. Vashti claims that she was Carn's longtime girlfriend of 10 years, detailing a relationship riddled with betrayal, infidelity, and emotional damage. According to her, he declared her his wife, gave her a ring, and yet allegedly maintained a double life behind the scenes. She wrote, "I feel so heartbroken, and I'm so angry choosing to let go of the person I love the most. Why does it feel like a real death?" The post is full of heavy-hitting claims from cheating and manipulation to church cover-ups, spiritual gaslighting, and toxic silence wrapped in scripture. She said, "A man declaring you're his wife shouldn't come with cheating and a double lifestyle. Trying to be everything he wants, I became a foolish woman." And in a direct warning to other women, she said, "Cooking and cleaning won't get him. Threesomes won't scratch the itch, and being obedient won't fix it." Her biggest heartbreak, not just the man, but the culture. A church culture that, in her words, conditioned her to bleed quietly while praising publicly. We're taught not to question pastors. It's church as usual, while people are being lied to and hurt. So now the timeline is buzzing. The saints are confused, and folks are asking, where's the accountability? Is this just a bitter breakup gone public, or is this questionable? That was a lot.
That was a lot. So they were dating, or were they married? She say she got a ring?
Well, he did give her a ring. He did say, "You're my wife," but they never officially got married. So she was essentially his long-term girlfriend for 10 years. So They were dating for a long time.
Well, that's a bitter breakup.
I agree with that.
I'm trying to figure out what hair.
Are you rubbing your beard? Wow. Okay.
It's so long.
I am very... Yeah, I am. Somebody said this yesterday. I think it was Dr. Gabe. Yeah, I'm starting to get uncomfortable with all this public. Like, stop telling us your business.
Yeah, and I guess if you break up with anybody else, you're not disclosing all of this information, but you are maximizing the fact that it's a pastor. Yeah. Just take your L in private and move on, like the rest of us do. Like, it's simple. You posting text messages of him saying he love you, we do not care.
Oh, I didn't know she did that.
Yeah, she posted a lot of screenshots, actually.
And it was all just like love notes. It wasn't anything like he called out her name.
Yeah, it wasn't inappropriate. These are
okay.
private messages that we shared, and now you're mad and you're posting them to prove what? That, okay, I broke up with you? Like, so?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think, I think it's just a bitter breakup. And we just, unfortunately, have to see it. So, that's my thoughts.
And she did mention that she became foolish in her works. Like, she tried to do everything for him. Well, I guess you don't be a wife without the wife title. That's on you. And if you choose to do it, take what comes with it. So, I mean, what can we say? What can we say? Dr. Gabe?
Who is the person? Jesus, why I don't know no prophets?
You know Prophet Carn.
Is that the one that hit the baby?
Yes.
Yes, that's the one that hit the baby.
We should have talked about you hitting the baby. That was so funny.
It was the baby hitting him.
Yes.
That's it.
I laughed so long. I didn't know who that was.
Yeah,
I'm like,
he
who
hit the
is this
baby.
man?
That baby said, "Do not prophesy to me."
Carn, you had me on the floor hitting that baby, man. That was the
Yeah.
funniest thing I didn't seen in a long time.
And it was a real exchange.
Yeah.
Like, a mini fight.
That
That was a real fight.
that little baby said, "I don't want this prayer right now," and hit him right on the hand. All right.
God.
Okay, so now I know who it is.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
And
Lord.
his girlfriend.
Okay.
You want to put up the picture of the lovebirds?
I did.
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't know if the people saw.
Yeah. Dr. Gabe?
Ma'am?
Oh, Jesus. You all right?
Yeah, you feel me?
All right. Be free. We had our voice.
All right.
I'm done. But we got to show him hitting that baby tomorrow. So.
You got to show the baby assaulted him.
The baby, it was self-defense.
Y'all, that was
defending himself.
Prophet Carn was defending himself at the altar.
And then he said,
The baby, this is what happened. He prayed for the baby. He did. He said, in Jesus' name. He said, in Jesus' name. And then she looked. He was like, and he realized that she hit him. He said, yeah.
and she said before her mama walked out, she hit him.
Yeah.
I said, how are y'all not laughing at this?
I said, if Pastor was there, it never would have been innocent. Where was security? Where was security?
And then Prophet Carn gonna turn and start giggling.
Yeah.
And get back to praying. Yeah, that was funny.
That was hilarious.
You made my day with that. So I don't know about the other situation, but you are funny, man.
How long I got?
Take it to
This is your show.
Be free.
Turn it into the segment. I mean,
Oh yeah, it's your show, sir. It's your show.
The world is actually yours.
All right. Well, you know, first of all, love Brian Carn. Prophet been in the news a lot. You know, he is it's a preaching dog. That's a preaching man there. You feel me? Yeah, he can. Oh man, I believe he's an authentic prophet. He's cold blooded. I love Prophet. I love Prophet, man. He has done some things I was like, Prophet, come on, man, no. You know, let me say this. My advice to the church. Stop sleeping with the pastor. If you're looking for marriage and that pastor is single, don't date him. And here's why. And I know what I'm about to say is about as a waste of time as drinking this.
Stop. That's not right.
thank goodness.
That was
But you won't.
Yeah.
But you won't ever be able to say nobody told me. Okay. That happened to me. The whole exposure thing happened to me. And it was because, now let me say this. I have never been that type of cat that said I love you to get sex. I think that's lame. See, I was groomed by them real players. You know, growing up, you know, that's how we just, that right there, saying I love you and knowing you don't, to get sex for us, where I come from, is just a no-no. It's very lame. I've never used my position to influence a woman, even though the position already does. But I've never used that. You know, church musicians, pastors have, some pastors, some have, said, man, the Lord told me you were my wife. I be begging God to speak to me, so he doggone sure ain't said the Lord told me you were my wife. All right, so that's cap too. So aside from that, if a man is saying that to you, then we have to address if a man, bro, let me say this to men. If you tell a woman you love her, she doesn't hear I love you. She hears we're about to get married. she hears I may be, and dog, if you have some type of position of influence, dog, I'm telling you, I don't care if she starts off saying we friends and I understand and I'm not no tattletale, but don't believe none of that. I'm 40 in a few months. Don't believe none of that. Don't trust nothing they say. Okay? Don't listen to it. Don't believe it. Nothing. Nathaniel, whoever he is. Okay? Because emotionally, as you all keep engaging sexually, she's creating this world in her mind. Every time a woman has sex with a man, her emotions causes her to imagine things. Every time a man has sex with a woman, after he's done, so let me go back. After a woman has sex with a man, she increases her emotions causes her to increase her imagination. Oh yeah, marriage, wife. I can see us having children together. Then you just keep having sex. Then she's going to start naming the children. You just keep having sex. Then she's going to start giving them middle names. You nowhere near pregnant.
Jesus.
And you have already imagined, look, you start taking swimming classes so you can learn how to swim just in case your child drown. You ain't nowhere near pregnant. But you go there.
Yeah.
Right? You go all the way there. Then you add social media to it. Oh man, you start getting messed up. Well, that doesn't happen with men. Men don't have sex and start imagining a life with you. After men ejaculate, they go back to thinking logically, meaning, nah. That's how women, after you have sex, right, you're literally building a life. After a man has sex, he's unbuilding that life with you.
Lord,
This is real.
Good.
Okay. So a lot of the tension that's going on is we're not really understanding the makeup of one another.
Yeah.
A man would stop having sex with these random people if he realized that, dog, I don't care what she's saying. Every time she lays down with you, she's imagining something. Here's what I found out. Even if you tell her the truth, like, no, Shaw, this just this. There's going to still be something in her that's like, but. And then what you'll see is if you tell her why you wouldn't, because, oh, you're this, that nigga start changing because of you, so you will choose her.
Yeah.
This is true.
But ladies, what you have to realize is, get this, just because you're having sex with a cat, he doesn't owe you marriage. Now, he's wrong if he sat there and said, we're going to get married. And he did that maliciously to just have sex with you. But you gotta understand that a man controls the title. All you do is control the sex. Now, here's the problem with that. Don't be too confident with controlling sex, because a man can have sex with anybody, but you don't have the options of marriage with everybody.
Yeah.
So when you, going back, stop sleeping with single pastors, because know this, single pastors have a lot of options, even we ugly ones, because of the position. And I'm not even talking about the position. A politician is not anointed, but there's something that happens when a woman, or a lot of women, they're sitting there they're watching the position of power, but they're listening to something that moves them spiritually.
Yeah.
This is good.
You can't help but be drawn to it, right? And so what I'm saying is, you also need to have self-discipline, just like the man needs to have self-discipline not to sleep with everybody. You have to have self-discipline to say, this ain't my husband. 9 times out of 10, this is not my husband. Number one. Number two, he has many options. And get this, I have seen this front row. the people, the women who will say to you, oh, girl, you better get out of that and don't mess with him and he ain't no good. After you walk away, they will fill your seat.
Absolutely.
They don't listen to none of that. Don't even listen to your friends, dog.
Absolutely.
Jesus.
Okay. So that's my first stance. My second stance is you're calling out the pastor as if you didn't send the naked videos, as if you wasn't slobbing him down, as if you were not having sex. And aren't you a Christian as well? So we got to stop calling out the pastor as if the pastor's the only one in sin and the other person, they're just the victim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is good.
You were in sin too. Okay. Now let's flip it. If you all were in a real relationship, like, okay, you are his girlfriend, all right, and you found out some other things, then you don't get the right to then say the pastor hurt me. I agree with Des. You have to say this. Okay, I just caught an L. Don't intensify it because you caught an L in the church.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
You caught an L like the rest of us catch L's.
Yeah.
It's simple.
All the time.
Yeah.
You caught an L like the rest of us. Your heartbreak ain't no different from your friend's heartbreak.
Yeah.
That don't nobody know her dude. Love is love, right? Didn't y'all say that?
They said it.
Love is love.
So if your homegirl goes through a breakup, and I know people, hear this, I know people who actually think their life and their circumstance is worse than everybody else. Yeah. You're wrong and you're arrogant. If your friend got a breakup going on and she's going through something with her dude, and you dating the pastor and you got something going on, do you know that the heartbreak is I have to treat her heartbreak just as valuable and cautiously as you treat yours? Yeah. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
It's entitlement to be like, oh, no. But I love him more and our love is more important because of the position he's in. No, what I'm saying is you don't have the right to put out a whole little statement. You said threesome. I don't know nothing about that. But do you know how perverted you are too?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Sicko.
Freaky.
Nasty.
Yeah, that's real.
Come on, son.
You wise people say, girl, you told on yourself.
Yourself.
And can I be honest with you? You for the streets now.
G and
You just, I looked at that and said, you Vashti, you for the streets.
That name is bothering me.
No. You don't get to be bitter and mishandle heartbreak. There's a way to handle heartbreak, but because people have positions, you don't get to say, oh, I'm the victim now.
Yeah.
Did you take the money? Did you take the cars? Did you go on vacation? Did you have a better life while you were with this person? Yeah. And when you found out you got an L, now all of a sudden God need to be judging. Do you know the first time y'all were in sin, God had a problem with it?
God had a problem
with you and him.
Wow. Yeah.
Yep.
Y'all were dating.
Yeah.
That's not criminal.
Yeah.
Y'all were dating.
Yeah.
That's not crime. That is not unbiblical for y'all to date. You know why you're making it a crime? Because it was fine as long as you thought you were going to be the wife. Yeah. Now it's unbiblical when you found out you're not.
Yeah.
Wrong. Wrong. And he has to, if this is true, he has to deal with God based upon his sin. But guess what, lady? You do too.
Yeah.
And do you think it was a situation where he might have just changed his mind?
That's the other thing I was going to say too, Des. I think people don't realize this because people don't really care about what men feel like. Yeah. Can I be honest? This exposure thing that happened to me 12 years ago, so forth. You know the truth, y'all? I said I wouldn't be happy marrying this person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I just wouldn't be happy.
Yeah.
I made a decision. It was a situation that happened I stood back and looked. I said, I would be miserable. And this is what I said. I said, I do not want my children to be raised by that.
Jesus.
Here's what we do as men that we need to improve on. We need to, as soon as we make that decision that, dog, I would not be happy, because women don't think that men should be happy. Yeah. We think that women think that we're just to make you happy. And even if there's a conflict in a relationship, y'all, this is what I've noticed. And I mentioned this earlier this week. What women do is this, love you so much. But what you all do is if there's a conflict in a relationship, as soon as you feel happy, you subconsciously say, oh, everything is great now.
Yeah.
Because now you are happy.
Yeah.
But you never check to say, okay, hold on. Are you happy? Because you get to smiling and giggling when everything gets back to, but you never figure out, hey, how do you feel about this?
Yeah.
Right? There's not a consciousness and an awareness of a man's emotion. Okay. So I honestly, going back to it, and it's my last point, I think I concluded I did not want to live a miserable life with this person. And I started saying I would not be happy. So this is what, here's my point. I think men, when we find out we are not happy, and you go ahead and make your conclusion that I don't think this lady's gonna make me happy. I don't enjoy her. I've given her opportunity to change and develop, and I don't see it. Because here it is, even as I'm saying that, women sitting there saying, what you mean change? We ain't got to change.
Yeah, that's
You're proving my point.
Yeah.
Men need to start doing this. Go ahead and tell her the truth, because men will lie.
Yeah.
We will lie. I believe this. This is my opinion. I believe men are more loyal emotionally than women.
That's the
That's
truth.
so good.
That is so
We
true.
are quiet. We will stay in a relationship and be miserable
Yes.
because we don't want to hurt you. And we will do it for a long time. We will just sit there and BS about how we feel. Sit and literally be mad. And this is what we'll do. Men will find outlets to be happy, like basketball and porn, because we don't want to hurt someone that we made some promises to. And I know men who have gotten married just because they said we were going to get married.
Yeah.
I think men need to start being honest, even if it hurts her.
Yeah.
Because it will. Dad said it like this. He said, Gabe, there's no way somebody's going to get out of that circumstance without being hurt. You just have to decide when you're going to experience the hurt.
Yeah.
And a lot of men delay the hurt because we don't want to hurt, cause drama. We don't want to disappoint, whatever. So we'll just stay there, stay quiet. I know a lot of men doing it right now.
Jesus.
And then watch her, ask them, you happy? They'll say, yeah, I'm straight. Just test it. Walk up to every man that you know is in a relationship and say, are you happy in this relationship? And see if he says, oh man, cold blooded. Boy, I'm happy. Or, yeah, it's straight. Yeah, I'm good. Watch how many men do the celebratory or the, yeah. I'm trying. Cool. I'm a pastor and I pastor men. Most men give me that. Oh, cool. She cool. You feel me?
Yeah.
We got the kids, so hey, blah 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 blah, so forth. Or yeah, man, she pretty, she take care of me, she good. I don't meet a lot of men that's like, whoa, mama, yes, I'm happy.
Yeah. That's
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's what I think on that. And I know a lot of people don't agree with me because we love making the pastor.
yeah.
And I'm not saying, listen, what did I say at the beginning? You don't use your position to get no.
Yeah.
You don't lie and say I love you when you know you don't. You just want to have sex.
Yeah.
I think you are the lowest, not beyond pastor. You a whack man.
Yeah.
But then let's move from that and let's just talk about the principle of relationships. Come on, dog. Come on. He don't owe you marriage and then you got to stop being heartbroken because you about to lose your seat and your throne and because that's all that is. I'm about to be first lady. Man, you cap, bro. No. So anyway, what y'all think? I want to give y'all voices, women.
No, I think I agree. And I said earlier, the exposure thing, that bothers me to just posting it and talking about it, like you said, because of the position. Because if it was anybody else, you probably wouldn't do that. You just would take the heartbreak in pride.
Tell your friends and cry. Y'all have sister
family.
circle and that's it. Yeah.
Family. So, to add to what you said, I think that part is it's unfair as well when someone has built something and then you come in because of an issue that you guys have and then you try to discredit that person. So yeah, I think I agree though with what you said. It's hard. Relationships are difficult and they won't always work, you know. And I think both parties have to be accountable, you know, in the relationship. So yeah.
Des, what you think?
Yeah, I agree with what you said as well. And I just think, all in all, people do have the right to change their mind about you. It may have worked in one season, and in another season, it may not. So I don't think you should expose or out anyone because something just didn't work out. And I guess when you look at it holistically, like when you fail in school and they put you on academic probation, you don't out the school because something didn't work out in your favor. You don't out your job when you get written up. It's not fair. It's not fair. So.
Brian?
I agree with what you said and what Des and Chris said as well. The biggest thing for me is, again, the exposure. Like, it's you're more concerned about damaging someone's reputation, that a man can get that back. It's not the same when our business is out there. So, you know, like you said, you made yourself look a particular way if those things that you said that you participated in are true. So that's really
Now, the thing I want to kind of put out too is, I don't know, I didn't read the whole situation, right? But anything that's going on that's foul in the pulpit in the church, all of that stuff needs to be addressed, whether you're with a person or not.
Yeah.
So I'm not excusing pulpit stuff. I'm talking about relationship stuff.
Yeah.
So let's separate the two, because I know people out there that's stupid.
They gonna put
We're not talking about, we're talking about, hear me, there must be integrity in the pulpit. Hear me. So put the pulpit aside. But here's the thing, because we're in the pulpit don't mean we're going to like you forever.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is happening. Oh, you a pastor, so you're supposed to love me. No, I don't like you. I don't listen. I'm a pastor, right? And I said, all right, let's date. But this same pastor said, I don't like you.
Yeah.
and you're a man.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you're a man who just happens to be a pastor. That's your occupation.
Yeah.
But we kind of make pastors like the first person you date. Now this is what Dad told me. Dad said like this, and this is what I'm gonna hold on to. And this is for anybody that's listening. Date in private, because, especially if you are a pastor, date in private, because if y'all break up and you move on to someone else, and then y'all break up and you move on to someone else, the rest of the niggas in the church, they just be like, oh, you date so-and-so now. But you automatically become a hoe because you've dated multiple people.
Yeah.
Not really. And on the outside, it's not like, it's not seen as, oh, okay, well, that didn't work out.
Yeah.
What's your family? When your family find out that you and your girlfriend break up, you and your boy, they were so sweet.
Oh, geez.
When you're a pastor, you don't get that grace. You get, you running through the church.
Yes.
So that's why you date in private and you don't make all these promises, because you don't know if this stuff is going to work out or not. Again, let me separate all the crazy stuff going on in the church and the pulpit. That stuff needs to be addressed, but we're just talking about relationships. If you are in these positions, there is a way. No, you don't have to be married. Paul does say, I would rather you go ahead and marry than to burn with passion, because that's going to lead to sin. And so a lot of us need to go ahead and be married if we're going to be having sex. But outside of that, just the philosophy of relationships, when you have a position, I do not believe, ladies and gentlemen, you should be dating publicly, because you don't know if it's going to end in marriage.
Yes, sir.
And if you break up and start dating somebody else, you're automatically going to be guilty. You running through the church.
Yeah. That's good.
They don't give you room to dislike a person. If you are a leader or a pastor, they don't give you room to fall out of love with a person. They don't give you room to find out something about a person that you say, I don't want my daughter to be raised like that.
Yeah. Jesus.
You don't have room. You are in, as Brandy would say, a box. All right, man. Welcome to Band With Y'all. Let's go to commercial.
Really, sir? Really?
Hello, it's Dr. Gabriel Allen Powell, the host of Band With Y'all. Join me and the band here every Monday night at 8:30 p.m. with my co-host, Crystal Clear, Desiree North. We're on YouTube and Facebook, y'all. It's fun. It's informative. It's Band With. So I ain't gonna do my other segment. I'll save that for tomorrow, man. I think we just did our segment.
Yeah. And before we go, I would like to give a shout out to Onajma, Sandra Powell, and Erlencia for the lunch money.
Lunch money, y'all. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Now, before we go, I want to ask the women.
I'm scared.
I'm nervous.
You got to understand what I just said.
Yeah.
You got to understand what I just said. Not the content of what I said. You got to understand the kind of backlash I would get from my opinion.
Yeah.
Right? I don't care. But I do want you all's opinion as women. Just one more time. You don't got to say you agree, dog. I know it's my show. $15,000 my show.
Amen.
But I want to hear y'all. As a matter of fact, make up something so we can argue.
No, y'all, I'm not gonna lie. As a woman, I have done all of that. Like, you know, you make up stuff in your head, like, you know, oh, we're gonna have kids, and that person never said that.
Yeah.
You just made it up, you know. So I think people don't like to hear the truth sometimes. We are women. We're different. We have different emotions. You know, God made us different, you know, so for a reason. But I think that part is hard for women to accept. Like,
And what did I say, Chris? I said men have to do a better
They have
job
to
at
be
telling the
accountable.
truth.
Yeah,
We
they
got
have
to
to
tell
be
the truth.
accountable.
But a lot of men are scared, dog.
Yeah. And I think that's so, you know, that I think you gave a great balance, you know, and I think both parties have to understand that it's okay to be accountable and it's okay to say, I think we have an issue with rejection. We don't like to
Yes.
be rejected.
That's good.
I've experienced rejection all my life. I've experienced rejection in a relaction, you know.
All your life, Jesus.
Counseling, Dr. Lynn, where you at? But anyway, but you know, just, you know, my point is, it's okay for somebody to say no.
Yeah.
That a lot of people are in jail right now because they couldn't accept the person's no.
Wow.
Yeah.
They
Wow.
killed people because
Rape
somebody
people.
raped people
Yeah.
because somebody said, I don't like you.
Yeah.
I don't like the things that you do. I don't like your character. So we have to be okay with, no, this may not work. Or, you know, not
Now,
right
do
now.
we tolerate abuse from the pulpit?
Absolutely not.
Do we tolerate abuse from
Yeah.
any relationship?
No.
So if it's abusive, listen, my thing is this. Don't be abused.
Yeah.
Watch this now. Don't be abused. Endure the abuse. And then come out about the abuse when you don't get your way.
Yeah.
Now you ain't, now I don't know if you were abused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't call it abuse. I endured so much abuse.
Yeah.
Well, if you were abused, why didn't you get out of the relationship? And then why were you expecting marriage while being in
While being abused.
while being abused?
being
I'm
abused.
just trying to figure it out, y'all.
Yeah.
And the last thing I'll say too is we all have flaws. Nobody is perfect. So if a man says you do A, B, and C, you probably want to go home and say, dang, do I do A, B, and C? Versus saying I don't.
Yeah.
Because most times a person that talks to you every day, they know you, they spend time with you, they know how you are. And I think women, and I'm speaking because I'm a woman, I think sometimes we don't want to hear the negative things about us. You know, we're like, no, I want you to love every part of me. And that's just not relationship, you know, it's not real. So I think, yeah, accepting your flaws and saying, I'm willing to work on that, or I'm not. You got to be honest too. Some of us, we just not willing.
That, and you have the
I'm
right.
not willing to
You
work
have
on
the
that.
right to say that. As a woman, you have to say, I don't have the right. That's not where I am. I mean, I don't want to. I don't feel like I need to work on A, B, C, and D. And then the brother has to be able to say, all right, bet. I don't think you for me. Let's move on. Let's not keep having sex.
Yeah. Yeah.
It gets harder and harder to make decisions. You become more and more attached.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And y'all, I'm telling you, I've been in church all my life. Listen, you're not in love with the people that you fall in love with at church. You're in look with them.
Okay.
Meaning, these are the people that you have to look at all the time.
Okay.
And you, oh, there we go.
Okay. You're in love.
Yes. If you were, hear me, some of these people you wouldn't be friends with, wouldn't be in love with, wouldn't hang out with if you were outside of this environment.
Absolutely.
Stop making these commitments in churches. Stop sleeping with each other in church all because we on the praise team and we see each other all the time. A, B, C, and D. Stop it because it's going to 9 times out of 10 go south.
That's so real.
It's going to go south. All that. We ain't going to say nothing. A, B, C, and D. Somebody going to get mad. Somebody going to get hurt. And then I ain't going to lie to you. I have this experience. If you are the pastor, praise team leader, musician, you are going to be guilty.
Jesus.
Y'all done slept together 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, so forth. If it doesn't go right, if you are the pastor, praise team leader, musician, any type of position, it's going to be your fault. You did this to me. You you did this. So what I'm saying is, I think we need to move in more wholesome relationships in the church.
Yeah.
But as soon as you start mixing sex in it, all because thinking that this is my, and then adding this stupid stuff like, oh, they call by God too, and our anointings match. Foolery.
Our anointings match.
all of the spiritual stuff that tends to cloud our judgment. No, that's your brother and sister in Christ. You probably want to just keep it there, because 5 years from now, you're not going to like that person.
Okay.
That's not your soulmate, man. It's your church mate.
It's your church mate.
And that's where all the complications come in church. Ladies, if you're single and you come to the church, that pastor that's single, or if he's married, that's anytime you start thinking that way, you're starting to move into delusion. I'm telling you, don't do that. If a man doesn't approach you, leave him alone. Hey, I want to take you out. Now, men, don't use God in it. God didn't tell you. That was your penis. You were lusting. So just say, hey, I would respect the pastor that just walked up to a lady and said, hey, Shawty, I think you bad as all get out. God made you in his spitting image.
All right
now.
Now, that's a pickup line.
That's a pickup line.
But don't say God told me. Don't start talking wife stuff. Hey, let's hang out. Let's go out on a date, A, B, C, and D, because I'm interested. That's if you are single. Get this. And if you are single, hear this. If you are a single pastor, trust me, do not have relationships in your church. Leave them out, because it's going to turn on you, dog.
Yeah.
It's going to...
I'm about to. Yeah.
Did the mic do something
now.
wrong?
I'm about to go.
Like, stop. I'm a churchman. I ain't listen. I ain't trying to call nobody out, but I've been doing this all my life. It's not real. It's church. You got spirituality mixed with closeness, always around each other. You're gonna start thinking that people, that could be my husband, that could be my wife. I promise you, she's not, dog. I just told a couple cats a couple days ago, man, look, next shawty you talk to, find her outside the church, bro.
Yeah.
You got to stop the cycle.
That's good.
Because it's going to always be messy. Now, will it be messy outside too? Yep, but it doesn't impact the church.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And some people cannot handle when leaders have breakups.
Yeah.
Just like most churches can't handle when leaders go through divorces.
Yeah.
They don't care if the pastor was happy. They don't care if the wife's sex was good. They don't care if she was nasty, didn't cook, didn't clean. They didn't care if she was sexy around the house. They didn't care if she was attentive to his. They just, hey, you the pastor, keep the image of success, keep that up so I can have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
They don't care about leaders. Nobody cares about a leader's happiness. Just keep the image up for me, for his name's sake.
Yeah. Jesus.
You can tell I do this for a living.
Amen.
We'll see y'all tomorrow at 12, man. Welcome to Bandwidth.